Okay, so this is how my project began. I chose this Bible verse, Psalm 46:10, for a very good friend of mine, and it's her favorite verse. And I found this on Etsy, and it was only $3.99, and I purchased it there. And I downloaded the pattern and just printed it out on my computer. I didn't think I needed a lot of detail, so that actually worked out fine. Now, the one on Etsy is done in blue and gold, and I was really not a fan of that, so I changed the colors, and the colors that I chose were greens and pinks, and I will link them down below, the colors that I chose for this. We have light green, medium green, and dark green, and the same for the pinks, because I thought that just made it a little bit softer. So this started off on a piece of Aida that I had used in another video for a kit that I got. And this is somewhat of a mess in a way to start, but I feel that I can salvage it and get it going for her for Christmas. I did want to point out a couple things. In the way it was shown here in Etsy, it was on a square frame, and you can see that. Let's see, there it is. And I thought, oh, I've got a couple square frames. This is going to be perfect. And when I finished my piece, I held it up to this square frame, and I realized that the border was just way too close. Obviously their frame was a little bit bigger. At the time I started it, I didn't have my handy dandy Aida measuring ruler, and I'll talk more about that in a minute. But so anyway, I had to go to Plan B with this, and I'm really into upcycling and using things that I either have or that I can get fairly inexpensively. So I chose this frame here, and I chose this. My mom gave this to me. We were going to paint it and resell it at our antique booth, and she just didn't need that, and she gave it to me. So I'm like, I will take advantage of that. Now, unfortunately, had I started at the right time, if I knew I was going to have this frame, I probably would have made the color this red instead of the pink, but I'm going to have to paint this. Now, I wanted to share with you also the 8x10. Now, how I'm going to get what I want to do with this piece. This piece needs a lot of help. The first thing that I did, I started here at with the B for Be Still, and I counted 3 out, and I was going to do a border, a square border, and I'm glad I didn't, around that. And then the border was already there and there. You might be able to see that. It was from an older project. And when I got over here to the A for and, I realized that I forgot to count 3 out. So I had already done that much. It's getting close to Christmas, and I didn't want to change and start again. I was afraid that I wasn't going to start again if I had to. So I thought, just push through this project and make the best of it. So I ripped out that, and you can still see it a little. So I'm going to try to hide that. And down here, there is a little dot of blue from something, probably a little ink that I had on my hand. Somebody shared with me that one of the things that they do with these scroll frames, and I'll pull this up so you can see it, is rather than scrolling it this way, your good fabric is facing out and therefore susceptible to anything that's on your hands. Somebody suggested that I sew it on the opposite way, and I will do that next time like so that if my hand is dirty and I touch it, I'm touching at least the underside part of it. But I did not have that knowledge right then, and so I've got to deal with this. So what I've decided to do is use an 8x10 frame here, and this is the glass to that red frame. And I'm going to put it over, and I'm like, yeah, this is actually the perfect size. Now, the one thing that is a little bit tricky is that I have to make, or I want to make, a border going around this, and I have to make sure that it's centered on the sides and the up and down. And then I also want to put some floral decorations in here to give it a little bit more interest, number one, but also to cover up that blue. So right now what I'm trying to do is, as I place this glass over top, I'm trying to decide, do I want this pattern to be centered? That would give me a little bit less space for the flowers that I want. So I was thinking about scooting it over just a little so that it's more like to the right here, and leaving the same amount at the top and the bottom, but just having more of it be over this way. So this is an 8 by 10. So what I'm going to do, and this is a ruler that I actually bought on eBay because I used it back in the 90s when I started cross stitching, and I just love this. I don't know how people live without these, but I'm sure there's lots more new things that have come on the market. It's pretty faded and well loved, but I'm super happy to have it. So it has 14 marks per inch here, and it also has 11 down here, and then you flip it over and it's 18 and 22, but this is 14 count, so I'm gonna go with that. And my frame is 8 by 10, so I want my border to be 7 by 9. And the way that I'm gonna do that is I'm going to look at the widest point on both, and I'm going to count 7 inches and center it. So that is about right where I want this border to be, is at about 7. So I'm gonna, just for the sake of playing it safe, I'm gonna count in at least 1, and I'm going to run just a thread through a little bit so I'll know when I'm stitching I won't have to measure, because I've done my measuring here at the table. So that, oh no, try that again. Maybe I should tie it, or maybe just not do it as long. Let's see. I do think I'm going to give that a quick little tie on. Okay. So right there is one side of where I want to be, just a little under 7, and then over here I'm going to do the same on this side and take it one less. That'll give a little more than 1/2 of an inch all the way around. I'll find right where I want to be. I guess one of those would be fine as long as it's right where it needs to be. And I'll tie that on, and then I'm going to do it this way, and this is going to be a little bit more forgiving. I can see that right here is 9, and then that's 9, so I'm going to do the same here. So this is where I'm going to be stitching. Now, this did not come with any other kind of decoration. It is just trying to get it not upside down, but anyway, yeah. It didn't come with any decoration, but you can see around here, and especially it's going to be a little bit taller, but maybe not as wide. I do feel that there's some room for some flowers here, and I wanted to show you where I found some flowers. DMC.com has a lot of free patterns, and just hundreds, and I needed something not very wide at all, like maybe 20 stitches wide. So I specifically chose this, and these are summer flower garland pattern, and I'm going to measure. I'm probably going to do just this one here, and I'm just going to be able to do a few flowers and part of the leaves. But I was going to put that there, and hopefully it'll be a really nice addition to this piece. And when you go on dmc.com, the $4.95 here is just for the 5 strands that you would need to make this piece the way they have it shown there. But you don't need to do that. You can just click download for free, and all you have to do is put your email in there and click download pattern. And once you do that, this is what you get. You get 6 pages. There's the pattern on 2 pages, and it also is in black and white, and then those are the colors. Now, I'm not going to be using the colors that they have shown because I'm wanting to match my colors here. I will be back with that and show you when I'm done. And in the meantime, I'm also going to be painting this frame. I've chosen a paint that sort of matches the fabric. It's sort of an off-white, and this is just a little bit darker, and I really like that look. So I'm going to paint it. It'll probably take 2 coats of paint, and I wanted something just a little bit more elegant than just this. So what I have done is I've taken some, this is rubber stamping ink, and I've taken that, and I think I put some on here to see how well it would stay. And I think it'll be fine. Once it dries, it does flake off a little. But what I'm going to do is, after I paint this cream and let it dry, I'm going to rub this around the edges and give it a little bit of a gold tint to it. That should dry fairly quickly because this is pretty porous paint. And then after the whole thing is fairly dry and I like the look, I'm going to go over it with Mod Podge. And this is a high gloss Mod Podge, and I think it'll make a really pretty, elegant frame that will be nice to match this. So I've got 4 days until Christmas. I'm gonna go get busy doing this and hopefully have a nice result to show you when I get back. Okay, so hi there, it's Barb from Small House Blessings, and I'm so excited today because I have my daughter Charlotte with me.
Hello.
She has done a lot of my camera work, and I really appreciate her just being here. It's New Year's Eve and it's rainy and just a very cozy day, so I wanted to just stop on in and share with you 2 really cool projects that I am working on. I don't like working on 2 projects at a time, but that's the way it is. The first project, well, I'll show you the first one that I started. Now, we're having a late Christmas. In fact, we're having Christmas presents today. And I am making one present for my friend, and she loves Psalm 46:10. Be still and know that I am God. And I bought this on Etsy, and it was less than $5, and I was super thrilled to find it. And I wanted to show you what I'm doing with it, and then I'll pop back on when it's a little more complete. Now, the way that this was on Etsy was blue with the word God in gold, and I did not like that. You can help by holding.
Oh,
yeah. And so I changed it up and I made it with light green, medium green, and then some pinks, and I thought that would be really pretty. I did do a little video of how I measured to make that fit. I originally thought this was going to, it looks sort of square, and I thought it was going to fit in a square frame, and it didn't. So I stretched it out a little and I made it into an 8x10. And I'll show you the frame for that when it's all done. I painted it and everything, so yeah. Now, when I did this, I realized that there was extra space here and a little over here, and in my video, I did say, oh, I measured for flowers, I put the flowers in and they just got too close to the letters and it just looked weird. So I'm kind of doing a heart. I'm not 100% sure what I'm gonna do, but one of the things that I did wrong is that I cross-stitched going this way and then I cross-stitched going the other way. And I actually did full X's, but I didn't like how that looked. So where they meet, the crosses are going different, and I am going to sew some buttons on it. And then I got thinking I may even get some bigger buttons and put them around here rather than the heart. I'm still playing with that. This is a Christmas gift that's supposed to be given like in a week or two. Okay. So I'm gonna go get the frame for that, and because I did want to show you what I did with that.
How long would this take? Like 30 minutes to finish?
30 minutes. Yeah, I think I can have it done in about 30 minutes.
Cool.
Clearly she doesn't cross stitch. Hi, I'm Barb again, and I'm back once again. My daughter has gone home back to North Carolina to go to grad school. And so I'm alone at my table today, but I do have two finishes that I wanted to share with you, and I'm really excited about them. It's mid-January, and I finally got my girlfriend's Christmas present done. And if you'll remember in earlier in the video, this is what I bought on Etsy, and this is my finished product for that. And I really do like it. I think she will love it. She's not a stitcher, and so she's not going to be as fussy as I am. I do really like a lot of things about it. I like how I was able to fit it in this frame, and this is an upcycled frame. And the one thing that I am seeing that I don't like about it is, even though I ironed it, I can still see some wrinkles in it. And if anyone has any advice how long you're supposed to iron something, what I did with this piece is I ironed it and with a wet paper towel over top of it, so that it would absorb some of the water and therefore hopefully take out some of the wrinkles. And I did it for quite a while till the paper towel was dry. I'd say like 3 or 4 minutes, and you can still see some wrinkles in it. So I don't know if anyone has any advice for me with that. That would be wonderful. Again, I like how I embellish this with the hearts. I was going to do flowers, and I showed that earlier. The flowers just didn't work out, so I just went online and found some simple hearts that I could cross stitch and put those in, and then put some buttons in. So I really like how that turned out. The frame can either be hung or sat on a shelf or table. So I think she's gonna like that a lot. And what I'm really most excited about here is I finally finished my snowman. This is a freebie from Not Forgotten Farms, and I will show you him. How cute is he? I think he's just adorable. Again, he was one that was on my Pinterest board for years and years, and I'm like, oh my goodness, he's so cute. I think he dates back to 2013, if I'm not mistaken. I was looking at a couple different patterns. So I'm going to keep him up year round, even though I live in Florida and we don't have much of a fall or winter. He just reminds me of a cozier place. So he's a free pattern. I'll put all the information down below, what I used for him, especially the colors, because they didn't have the colors listed on their website. So I just sort of improvised, and I'll put those colors down. I'll put a little bit closer so you can see. I think that I would have maybe done the top colors a little bit darker if I had it to do over again, but I really do like the whole thing. I'm super excited about him. And I just wanted to, oh, this is also an upcycled frame. I got it it was marked $1.99, but I think I got it on half price day at the Salvation Army for 99 cents. And it was a little nicked up. Let me see. It came with another picture inside of it, and I pulled everything out of it, and I was able to salvage that and just put some backing on, but it was a little nicked up, I noticed, but the nick was at the bottom. I don't know if that'll catch on the camera. And it was white where it was nicked, and I took some rubber stamping ink and just applied it with some paper towels. That's why my fingers are a little inky today, but I was super excited to get this whole frame for $1. And I'm going to continue to do that. As I do more videos, I'm going to do them one at a time and be more specific with how I do my frames, especially the upcycled frames and where I get frames from. So I'm really excited to share more videos with you. I did want to tell you about one thing I don't think I mentioned. For the background here, I used Toast. It's a color called Toast, and it is from Hobby Lobby, and it comes in a package like this. So all of that information will be down at the bottom in the description, and I've got something really cute coming up for Valentine's Day. I ordered some picture frames, and I found a free pattern online that is just going to be adorable. I think it's going to come together really nicely. So thank you so much for watching my video. I really appreciate you being here, and I hope to make another one next week and share with you a cute Valentine's Day idea. So thanks so much, and I'll talk to you later.